depends on the kind of virtue accumulated by a person. For example, if a person has accumulated enough merit and virtue for 100 generations, then he or she will have descendants to last 100 generations. For those who have no descendants at all, it is because they may have amassed sins instead. Mr. Kong has predicted that you will not receive an imperial appointment or have a son. We can think of these as the results of your past misdeeds, but even that can still be changed. If you can intensify your good deeds by doing more charitable works, then the merits accumulated by you will result in your receiving good reward.
I understood and believed in the Master, and I began to repent of all my past wrongdoings in front of the Buddha image. I wrote down my wish to pass the imperial examinations, and I vowed to complete 3,000 meritorious deeds to show my gratitude towards heaven, earth, and ancestors. Master Yungu showed me a chart, and he taught me how to keep a daily record of the kind and evil acts I committed. The kind acts, they were to be recorded at the top portion, and evil acts at the bottom of the chart. He told me that bad deeds could neutralize the merits I accrue from good deeds. The Master also taught me how to recite the Junti mantra.
Mantra writing experts once said, "Those who practiced the art but do not know the right way to do it will be laughed at by gods and spirits." The secret behind writing mantras is the absence of thought from start to finish. In the process of writing, one must not give rise to a single improper thought. Even kind thoughts have to be let go of. Only under these circumstances can a mantra be successful. Let's try. When one prays or seeks something in terms of changing fate, it is important that one does it when the mind is still. In this way, wishes will be easily fulfilled. Mencius stated in his principle of forming destiny that there is no difference between longevity and short life. At first glance, one would find this hard to understand. How can longevity and short life be the same? In actuality, when we look within our hearts, we will find no duality, no difference. We should see everything with eyes of equality and live morally regardless of good or bad times. If one can practice accordingly, then one can master the fate of wealth and poverty. Therefore, When we are able to create and form our own destiny, it does not matter whether we are presently rich or poor. Just as a wealthy man should not become callous in his thoughts and actions because he is rich, a poor man should not resort to committing evil deeds due to his poverty. In either case, one should keep to one's place in society and be a virtuous person. The actions of worldly people usually follow their thoughts. Whatever has to be thought is not considered natural. Accomplish the state of no thought by reciting the Junti mantra continuously to overcome scattered thoughts in the mind. And when you recite, you must not think of reciting, but recite consciously and diligently without any attachment. When the reciting becomes second nature to you, it will be efficacious.
My name used to be Xue Hai, which meant broad learning. But after having understood the fact that destiny is created by ourselves, I changed it to Liao Fan, which means transcending the mundane, because I did not wish to be like worldly people who allow destiny to control them.
Oh, I see.
From then on, I began to be constantly aware of my thoughts and actions. Soon I felt quite different from before. I became respectful, careful, and conservative in my thoughts, speech, and actions. I maintain this attitude even when I'm alone, for I know that there are spirits and gods everywhere who can see my every action and thought. Even when I encounter people who slander me, I can take their insults with a patient and peaceful mind. The year after I met Master Yungu, I took the preliminary imperial exam in which Mr. Kong had predicted I would come in third place. Amazingly, I came in first. Mr. Kong's predictions were beginning to lose their accuracy. But I did. Master Yungu had said that destiny could be changed, and now I believe it more than ever. Although I had corrected a lot of my faults, I found that I could not wholeheartedly do the things I ought to do. Even if I did, it was forced and unnatural. I reflected within and found that there were still many things wrong in not being eager enough to do it, or harboring doubts when helping others in need. Sometimes I forced myself to act kindly, but my speech was still untamed and offensive. I found that I could